Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom and I have just witnessed Stoke City 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. Yes, we're going old school. We're in the car outside of a football match, and this game, Stoke getting a very early goal and clinging on for dear life in the face of loads of pressure from Blackburn. And then from the weather, as we got a biblical Stoke-on-Trent downpour and wind for the last 20 minutes. It was the Alamo for the Stoke defenders, but they hung on in there and they got the victory to go into Christmas Day. And yet another clean sheet for Michael O'Neill. I think that might be 11 for the season for Stoke. Stoke made one change in this one. Fletcher comes in up front. James McLean goes out. He was playing down the left in the last game. So Brown, who played up front, goes and plays left, and Ince plays right. Otherwise, unchanged. We know what to expect from Stoke. Solid, stable, don't leave their positions too much. They'll move the ball quickly in transition, and they will punish you. And that's how it played out today for Blackburn. Real problems at centre-half. Bradley Johnson has to cover at left centre-back in this one. Couple of changes in the central midfield. Holtby and Tribal come in to join Rothwell in there. But they did keep the dynamic duo of Harvey Elliott and Adam Armstrong on the pitch up top there with Sam Gallagher. And the goal, the only goal of this game, it was literally the first chance of the game, kind of came out of nowhere really. Throw in down the left-hand side. We're about 4 or 5 minutes in. It was Morgan Fox takes the throw in, Ince touches it back to Fox, sweeping cross in from the left-hand side. And Nick Powell has been doing this all his career, and when he plays in that deeper position, remember, he's not playing as number 10 in this system for Stoke. He's quite far back. He can make those late runs into the box. They've got their eyes on Fletcher. In comes Powell and slams the header home after just 5 minutes in this one. Great start for Stoke, and what they have, they hold, and we saw that pattern emerging very quickly. We get these couple of waves, absolute waves of Blackburn pressure, where they're literally in the Stoke half for 5, 6, 7 minutes at a time, but Stoke really did hold firm in this one. The biggest chance, the closest Blackburn got, Niambi, who was a threat all afternoon, well, until he got substituted, down the right hand side, gets it across. Barry Douglas is the other fullback. He's coming in from the other side. He hits it low with the left foot, drilled across the keeper, hits the foot of the post, comes out. Adam Armstrong scored a ton of these, and it just shoots past him. He's just got to wave any kind of a foot at that, and he gets the equaliser. So frustrating at half-time for Blackburn. Stoke, one shot on target. Did have a bit of a breakaway at the end of the half after a nice bit of skill by Stephen Fletcher, but one shot on target, 33% possession or something therein. But that goal lead and what they have, they hold, as I've said a couple of times. 48 second half, no subs, 48. Armstrong gets in behind. Bursic comes chasing out here. He's right over on the corner of the box. This is the one time Armstrong really did get in behind, not in any way a central position. He goes to try and dink it over Bursic, hits him in the face. Bursic, he kind of comes out to narrow the angle, makes the save. At that point, though, if Armstrong can just nick that around Bursic, it's either an open goal or he's going to draw the foul and win the penalty. Bursic fully committed in there, makes the save. It wasn't to be. Armstrong adding to his already impressive total this season. Today, Blackburn push and push. Mowbray in the end decides that he's not going to break through with what he's doing. He also decides that there's so much attacking space for him that he can frankly sacrifice some more, I don't know, sort of holding midfield types. So out go Tribal, Holtby for Butterworth and Downing. Dolan comes in for Gallagher. So now you've got three really pacey forwards in Elliott and Armstrong and Dolan playing up there. He goes for this sort of 4-1-4-1 shape and just sticks Downing in front of the back four, and basically, other than the two centre halves and Downing, everybody everybody forward and attacking. Michael O'Neill literally spots this as these players are coming on. So he takes out Powell and brings in Oakley Booth, who's just going to sit, and Brown comes out, and McLean, who's a great runner down the left, comes in, and it's basically they're going to defend that goal for all their might, and it's going to be attack versus defence. And this is the point where Storm Bet 365 happens, and God, these poor players, the rain and the wind is just lashing down on them. I did have a quick look at the referee a few times just to see, but I think it happened so late in the game that there was no danger of him sort of pulling them off the pitch. Vokes comes in for Fletcher, and Thompson in for Ince. Buckley comes in for Nyambi, and the pressure just builds and builds for Blackburn. But what I will say about Stoke's defensive work is there was never any real last ditch, really, if that ball doesn't get touched or headed or whatever, it's a definite goal. It was organised, it was strong and solid, and they did keep Blackburn at arm's length. And if you're looking for big chances for Blackburn, they didn't really fashion any. So in some respects, we do need to give a tip of the cap to Stoke for just stubbornly staying in this lead. Chapman comes on for Rothwell. That's the last sub there. Armstrong, he gets at this point, even Bradley Johnson from centre half is up, literally everybody forward. Johnson slides it through to Armstrong. He hits the shot, drags that one wide, and then there's a bit of hullabaloo from a corner, and Armstrong goes down after Elliott's shot is blocked from the right hand side. But Stoke, strong, solid and defensively organised. I think that's how you could just describe their team, even rather than just this performance today in isolation. They get over the goal line. A few Stoke players kind of collapse to the ground at the end of the game. It's such a titanic effort from them. So a very, very clear narrative in this one. Stoke score early and hang on defensively very well, though. No real element of luck in that hanging on. Like I said, it was organised and solid. Blackburn just couldn't get through. I can imagine exactly what they're saying in the press conferences in there. Tony Mowbray will be massively frustrated. If you're a Blackburn fan, you'll probably be massively frustrated too. All of that territory, all of that possession. Top scorer in the league, and the massively popular Harvey Elliott on loan from Liverpool, and they could not get through. So Mowbray will be pretty cross about this, and I did a watch along on the channel a couple of weeks ago. It seems like a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was only 10 days or so ago. Blackburn at Bristol City as well, and they went under 1-0 in a game where not only should they have got something, they might have got 4 or 6 points from these two games. They've got 0, so disappointing for Mowbray in those two away games that I'm referencing there against Stoke and Bristol City. For Stoke, Michael O'Neill will sit there and he'll say how proud he is, no doubt, of his team's efforts. They got in front. In the first half, less so. It was okay, we will come out. But in the second half, it really was an attack against defence. Look, let's just try and cling on and get to Christmas and all go and have our turkey. Although I'm hearing about tier 4 in the southeast, so they might not even get to do that, these guys. They did it. They played through the torrential downpour and wind and thunderstorm and got the win. I haven't looked at the table, I must admit. I know that Reading were losing, but I think Stoke were a couple of points off. They're going to be right on the edge of the playoffs. I'll check it in a minute. But and Michael O'Neill, basically since he's been at Stoke, that's been the position they held. If we extrapolated his 31 games last season, he was 7th, and he's thereabouts now. I wonder, do they need to do a little bit more in terms of being a bit passive to get up into that top 6? I wonder, but they're damn solid, they're well organised, and they're good defensively. And for all Blackburn's, fullbacks bombing forward, flair players up front, there's something just missing there in Blackburn. I wonder if it's a presence there in the central midfield. I wonder if it's a Bradley Dack shaped hole, whether they can stick him in there and he'll link all of this together and they can move on when he does eventually return. Get your thoughts in via the comments on this if you're a frustrated Blackburn fan or a relieved Stoke fan. There will be a match experience video coming out. I'll try and get it up maybe early tomorrow morning for this one. And as ever, please support the channel, hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, comment, and if you really want to support the channel, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. It's nice to be back in the car. It's nice to be at a football match. This has been an I Have Just Witnessed video. We must say thank you to Prost International. I was accredited by them today to come and see this game, and you can read my report likely by lunchtime sort of tomorrow on this game as well. Thank you everybody for watching. It was Stoke 1, clinging on in there in the wind and the rain, Blackburn 0, and it's over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.